Well, hello and welcome to the latest episode of Scraping the Bottom of the Barrel for video content. And in this week's edition, I'm going to rank the clicking sounds of my Fujifilm lenses aperture collars in reverse order. So, in fifth place, it's the 16mm f1.4. Very poor. In fourth place, it's the 10-24 f4. Again, quite disappointing. And now we're getting into the realms of the decent stuff now. The 35mm f2. Oh yes. Oh. The 50-140 f2.8. Now we're getting there. But the daddy of them all, and the smallest of them all, the 27mm f2.8. Oh yes. Anyway, what's your favourite? Let me know in this week's Scraping the Bottom of the Barrel for video content.
During the meanwhilst. No.
Well, hello. It's Dexter and me, and I'm transitioning, aren't I, from GFX to APS-C kit, and as part of that transition, I got this lens, and I'm modelling it on. It's my biggest lens, and I'm modelling it on my smallest camera. Look, it's my Fujifilm 50-140 f2.8. It's a red label lens, the first red label lens. Try saying that when you've had a few sherbets. The first red label lens I've bought since owning Fujis for nearly 5 years now. And what a lens it is. Alright, it is a bit ridiculous on the XE1, I know, and I will put some pictures up of it on a more suitable camera. I think my XT4 probably. I'll pop them up as I'm chatting away now about this lens. But this is just my quick not a review, but like first impressions of the lens. I haven't really had it long enough to review it, and there are probably, it's been out a good few years, there are probably hundreds of reviews online and on YouTube now about this, but I figured that if you enjoy this channel and enjoy the content, then you might enjoy hearing my first impressions of this lens. And my word, what a hefty beast of a lens it is. It ain't no small boy, even with the lens hood off. It's still it's a chunky beast, and it's got a tripod collar, which, to be honest, I think I will be using when I use this. Now, when I shot my 100-200 on my GFX, that had a tripod collar, but it didn't really need it because it was, it was quite a lightweight lens. It was well balanced on the bigger camera. But this lens is going to make my kit kind of front heavy. So yeah, first impressions of it, build quality, absolutely stellar, as you would expect from Fuji, and even more as you would expect perhaps some of their sort of premium lens line, which is the red label line, which I think there's the 8-16, 16-55, this 50-140, and there is a 100-400, I think, which are in the red label lineup. So whether I get any more of them, I don't know. I certainly won't be getting the 8-16. I got the 10-24. Don't need the 8-16. I might at some stage pick up the 16-55. Yeah, so that might be an addition in future, and I certainly won't be getting the 100-400 because I'm going to get the what's it called? Teleconverter. That's it. The 2x teleconverter for this. When I can find one for a reasonable price on the second-hand market. As I said, this one's got a tripod foot, which you can adjust obviously, but again, in common with the one that was on my GF 100-200, there's no sort of clicked indentations at top dead center and 90 degrees. Instead, there are data marks, so you can see if you've lined the lens up correctly. The hood has got a little cutout. If I can take that off, there we are. It's got a little sort of cutout there, so you could operate a what's it called? Polarizer or a variable ND, I guess. If you wanted to use one of those with this lens without taking the hood off, you can do that. What else? The aperture ring is gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I just realised I'm recording this. Have I got my microphone turned on? Yes, I have. The aperture ring is lovely. Almost, I would say, almost on a par with the 27mm f2.8, but that for me still has the perfect. In fact, I'll do a comparison. There we are. You don't get this on any other channel, do you? This is quality broadcasting. Oh God, I haven't even got to get up. Right then, here we go. Clicked aperture ring on the 27. There you ASMR, folks. Clicked aperture ring. If this doesn't win an award, I don't know what will. Now, there's no lockout position for when you get to like A, if you want to shoot in automatic or shutter priority. And I really do wish that Fujifilm would standardise that across the lens range. On this, the smallest one, you've got a lockout. If you put it into the A position, you can't get back out until you press the little clutch. But on, I think that's the only lens I've got with that on. Yeah, all the others. So come on, Fuji, standardise stuff. Either have a lockout or don't have a lockout. The zoom ring is very, very nicely damped and very firm. It's marked at 50, 70, 90 and 140. Oh, I should say the aperture goes from f2.8 in 1/3 stops all the way up to f22, and then you've got the A position. So yeah, this you're not going to get any zoom creep with this lens, mainly because it's an internally zoom-in lens. Again, the focus ring, absolutely gorgeous to operate, but easily operable with just one finger. Filter thread is 72mm, so it's exactly the same as my 10-24, which is great because I use the same screw-in filters if I'm out shooting this with my 10-24 as well. That really is all what I want to say about it, other than the fact that it is super sharp right across the zoom range, and from wide open and stop down. It is a super sharp lens, well worthy of Fuji's red label moniker. And I will, of course, put up. Is it 72? Yeah, just checking. 72. I will, of course, put up a montage of images at the end of this video. Shot at various focal lengths with this lens, and so have a look at them. Would I recommend this lens? Well, yes, it's it seems to be a fantastic performer. It's completed my APS-C landscape lineup. Now, as I said before, I like to shoot with a wide angle zoom, a standard prime, and a telephoto zoom. So now I've got my wide angle, I've got the 10-24 f4, I've got my standard prime in my 35mm f2, and now I've got this f2.8 telephoto lens. Probably one that I will use the least, to be honest. I don't do an awful lot of telephoto landscape shooting, but I figured that if I'm going to, then let's get like the best lens I possibly can, and I think that this will do the trick. Now when I do get the teleconverter, I will pop that on, and I'll either do a short review or just put a short collection of images up. But yeah, that is that's pretty much all I want to say about it. Tripod collar does come off. It's, you haven't got to have it on there. It does come off. There are 2 mounting screws, and you can remove it. But I wouldn't countenance doing that, to be honest, because as I said, it is quite a hefty lens. You can hear the OIS motor when the lens is switched off. Like moving the elements around. That's quite normal. Yeah, doesn't it look on this XE one? It looks kind of ridiculous, I know, but does it look like I'm compensating for something? Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, just looking at it now, it does have optical image stabilization, obviously, because I've just played the sound of that, but there is a switch on the side, so you can enable or disable OIS with that little switch. Right, that is it for this absolutely dreadful first impressions review of this lens. Yeah, I'm just really looking forward now to getting out and shooting a load of images with it, and yeah, I'll share those with you at the end of this video. All the very best. Stay safe, stay well, look after yourselves, your loved ones, and look after your internal OIS motor. Very, very important. And be nice, okay? Be nice to each other, and be nice to the world. Alright, see you on Saturday. Bye-bye.
Zoom, just one look, and then my heart went boom.